Maybe I need to sit here like this. Hi, I'm Chris.
I'm Tammy.
I'm Cole.
Welcome to the Riviera. We are at the Riviera in Walt Disney World. I'm kind of positioning my fat head right in front of this light to better adjust. Doesn't Tammy look the most beautiful in front of this beautiful picture?
And there is a light switch right behind you.
Let's do it.
There you go.
There you go.
All right, so this is a cool bed. It folds down off the wall. Y'all, we'll have a video about that and we'll tell you all about it later, but this is a super cool hotel. We've enjoyed it, haven't y'all?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we wanted to come live here and just kind of talk about some things that are going on here at Disney, and thought we'd get some feedback from y'all. If you've been or have any recent information yourself, maybe some new things that have happened, comment and let us know. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. We actually got these at Kohl's. Yeah, we were walking down the stairs earlier. This is funny. We were walking down the stairs here at the Riviera, and this older gentleman was behind us, and he said, "Y'all look like brothers." And I was like, "Thanks, man." And Cole was like, "Oh, that's so rude." And I was like, I know. He looks older, doesn't he?
Lance said, "How is the social distancing?"
Social distancing. Most of the time, everybody kind of goes with it.
People have really been. I have not hardly seen anybody without masks on.
A few,
but they were all sitting far away in their own little corner.
Like in our little Texas town, when you go to like Walmart or the mall or anything else, about 40% of the people don't wear masks. And here, the number would probably be 5% or less.
Yeah, or less.
Maybe two that I've seen without. And it's usually just, coincidental thing. Like I saw somebody earlier without a mask as we were walking. But I think they had just gotten off of something where they had just finished smoking cigarettes right there outside of Epcot. And I think that's why they didn't have their mask on, and the guy had just forgotten. I think that's more of when I've seen it. Allison's been worse than anybody about, pulling it down to take a drink and then forgetting she pulled it down and starting to try and walk.
Yeah, it's hard to do that.
It's hard to remember if you're not used to it. I mean, we don't do a lot where we have to think about the masks at home. So
Allison just stay at home.
They don't really go anywhere, so they don't wear masks.
We'll go out about 2 times a week.
Right.
So.
Other things that we would like to maybe mention, with all the pandemic and Disney having to furlough some of their employees, I was wondering, what kind of effect that had on the property, and that's probably why I paid attention to it a little bit. But like last night, we stayed at the boardwalk, and while we were at the boardwalk, we went outside and videoed and took pictures and all that. And when we were there, I noticed about 5 different marquee light up lights or something having to do with that. Like the ESPN part of the inn was burnt out. A couple lights down through there were burnt out. And that's just not normal Disney. And so I thought, because I see all that, I'm kind of like, noticing that they're so short staffed. And when I turned in our luggage to Bell Services to have it transferred to here, they said, it may take a little longer. We're kind of running skeleton crews. And that started clicking. They're probably having to run skeleton crews all the time. And so that's probably something, if you're coming, it may not be quite the Disney magic that you normally would have.
They still make sure that
they're still taking care of you, just not quite to the 10th degree that they would normally take care of you.
Yeah. And
so, like, another example is they're not running boats, for the ferries from like the boardwalk and the Yacht and Beach Club and
No, I'm surprised by that. I feel like that would probably be one of the easier ones. All you have to do is sit every other row.
I don't know, but they're not doing it. And maybe it has to do with cost efficiency. And so because they're not doing that, And I say maybe because they're not doing that. The water has just kind of gotten a little nasty around the edges.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of debris, like not trash, but like grass, and it just looks a little more swampy than normal.
Yeah.
And so it's not quite as clean, not as much of the weed eating around the edges of the water, that you would normally see. And so those things kind of make me go, Disney's kind of short-staffed. They have to be, having those sort of issues. Because I know that's a top priority generally.
Yeah.
Lance said, shared to 2 of my groups on Facebook along with my page. Hope that helps.
Oh, thank you, Lance.
Thank you.
Mufasa said, you have to swim, ?
How about
You would not want to swim.
You don't want to swim in
the
there with
7 Sea Lagoon. Yeah.
crocodiles.
Definitely not swimming anywhere in there.
No,
just a long walk.
Actually, it's alligators.
Yeah.
Right.
Alligators, probably snakes.
No.
That water looks creepy to me.
It was nasty. I mean, it was
probably 2 feet.
It looked very swampy.
But it looks like it's 10.
And it just really, like, on the boardwalk, it's so, like, eerie, I guess, because we're used to going down the boardwalk and there's like
packed.
Tons of people. And it's like today, it was like hardly anyone. Like,
so like this
it was
morning,
so weird.
This morning when we were getting ready to go out and do stuff, it was about 8:30, somewhere like that. I set my phone up and I videoed, and it was like nobody, like a ghost town.
It really was.
And then when we finished with an activity which you guys could find out about later, we went and played mini golf. When we finished with that, we were walking back across the boardwalk to pick up something, and then we were coming here to the Riviera, and that was about 3:30. And so about 3:30 when we walked through there, we walked past 6 people the whole boardwalk.
Yeah.
That's employees no, that's not employees and everything, because they were shooting a small little video. Outside of that little video they were shooting, that's everything.
Well,
and so it was just like, wow.
And we went and ate at Trattoria Al Forno this morning for breakfast. And while we were in the restaurant, like as we were like finishing up our breakfast, and we had kind of it was like a 9:20 breakfast.
And it was a big breakfast.
Yeah.
But while we were finishing up there were only 2 families in the entire restaurant. It was us and somebody else. Now they had another family coming in as we were leaving, but 3 families in a restaurant, like, that just seems like odd to me.
It is weird, although we have heard from some people that the Magic Kingdom was extremely packed today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if that has to deal with all this stuff, but
it certainly might have contributed to the fact
that maybe Epcot and Hollywood Studios may not have been quite as busy today, because there were bigger things going on at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, not trying to just like say everything you guys said is wrong.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Sorry.
A friend of ours actually shot a live footage from Magic Kingdom. And so that friend, Allison,
Sorry.
she's in her pajamas. But a friend of ours shot a live video of I don't know if they're calling them parades, but basically it's like a parade where they're coming through, I guess, every hour on the hour. And
Cavalcade.
Mm-hmm. And so they shot a video of the cavalcade that came through today. And
it was live.
There was lots of people
Mm-hmm.
On that, because it's the opening for the Halloween stuff.
Lance said, in order to visit Downtown Disney, you have to have a shopping reservation for one of the shops on property.
Wow. I don't know if you have to have that here.
You don't. You do not.
But
no. And you don't even have to, like, I've heard, like, they told us, like, you need to really have a reservation to visit, like, the resorts or the resort hall.
Nobody's policing that.
That's not. I wouldn't say that. That's
like that's like that one rule. You're not allowed to spit on the pavement.
In Texas, it's against the law to spit on the pavement. You can get a fine for it, but nobody's ever done that.
And
so it's kind of like that.
And I think I saw it on someone else's YouTube channel. They said, well, you know, if you feel like that you necessarily just need a reservation or someone asks you, just mobile order something, and then you have reason to be at that resort. You could order something small. Okay. Becky, go ahead.
I was just going to mention something before I forgot it. I was going to dismay a rumor that even a cast member told us they do pin trading.
In some places there are pin trading. We went to the Yacht and Beach Club today, and there was no pin trading there.
Pin trading.
However, when we were at the boardwalk, they had a pin board. There was also a pin trading inside the boardwalk. It's called the screen. Screen door.
Yeah,
the screen door. I think it's like their little gift shop.
Down in the lobby too. Here they have a little pin trading area.
And here in Riviera they had pin trading in the lobby. So I think it just depends on what resort that you go to.
Lance, that's real mature, brother.
Yeah, real mature.
What does the merchandise look like?
No, Lance said. Cole said doo-doo. That's not loud.
Becky said.
Thank you for the likes, by the way. Sorry.
Becky said, I had a friend that went to Magic Kingdom, though, and she posted videos, and it really didn't look that busy.
Oh, maybe it was just busy around the
cavalcade area.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Maybe so.
It wouldn't surprise me because a lot of the big attraction of the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party is the parade.
Oh, it is. Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
Lance said, what does the merchandise look like in the shops? Well stocked? Anything new? They had lots of new stuff. Lots of Halloween merchandise.
Lots of pins.
Cute. All the new pins on Shop Disney were in the were in the shop today. Even just the small shop.
Not the limited edition ones though, right?
No, not the limited edition.
But
it was just like the general Halloween
any open-ended
pins.
pin was there, like the new.
Well, there were a few limited editions, but they are DVC exclusives.
Well, that's what we're saying is the Shop Disney limited editions weren't on there, but like the new candy corn castle, I saw that one today.
Yeah. They had all the Halloween pins. They were really cute, and they had those available. And they had Halloween masks and all kinds of Halloween merchandise.
The candy corn castle one.
Yeah.
Almost bought it.
It kind of reminds me of that cake castle.
And just so people know, if you're a member of DVC or if you're a annual pass holder, they started today 30% off. And so if you and that'll go on, I think.
I mean, I knew that there were some items that were 30% off, but I didn't know a lot of items were.
Like pretty much everything in a gift shop, other than like resort refillable mugs, things like that. Things that normally aren't discounted.
Oh, should we talk about the
other things are?
If you generally get a discount for like annual pass or DVC, then there was a discount.
It was 30% though. They raised it just for the next 2 weeks or next 3 weeks, something like that.
Yeah.
Should we talk about the changes to the refillable mug while we're on
subject? So refillable mug, whenever you go down and you take them your mug and you're like, oh, hey, I want a refill. This is what they're going to give you. They don't refill your actual mug. They just get you a whole brand new cup.
So that they're not touching your cup over and over again.
Which is a good idea.
I thought that was a good idea too.
And you wouldn't believe it. I'm going to be honest with you. I heard people say this over and over about how people didn't clean up. I mean, people did clean up all the time over and over in areas. And it's true. I mean, when we'd go through the lobbies or we'd go into different places, I saw people sanitizing doorknobs. I saw people wiping down.
Yeah, there were a bunch of co-workers.
Rails, different things like that.
Yeah.
And when we went into our...
That probably also explains a little bit of why it's not so clean on some of the outer areas. Because
they're really focused on...
That may be why.
Yeah, on sanitizing and cleaning.
Yeah.
I really felt like...
And I think that may be a little more important.
That's a great point, Cole. Thank you.
And they were checking our temperatures when we went to all of our restaurant reservations. That was something that I didn't know that they did.
Yeah,
I didn't.
I knew that they did. I knew that they checked them whenever you go into the park, but I didn't know.
Every food reservation at a table service. Now they don't check you if you do a quick service at the resort.
Right.
But if you do a table service, because quick services are all mobile order, so they're not having as much face time. But if you're doing a sit down meal, they trigger you with that temperature gun every single time.
Sorry.
And so
it's 9 o'clock here, so I'm getting a little more tired.
Yeah, we're an hour ahead of y'all. Becky said, "Did y'all remember to register for MMA?" Yes.
Yes, thank you, Becky. Yes, we sure
took
did.
a small breather today, and Tammy remembered. And then as I come back from taking some pictures and videos, she said, "Don't forget to do that." And so.
Becky, I'm
we'll see if we get it.
Really hoping for those pins.
Hey, listen, I don't usually do this, but I signed up for I think I signed up for the Magic Band. I don't remember if I did the backpack. I may have. But this is a cool set to me. And so I signed up for several things. If I get them all, man, I'm broke. I'm promising you that.
Mufasa said that pen, it is sweet.
It is.
It's cool.
That pen set
It's
is
really
sweet.
cool. I know. That's what I said, Becky. Of all the pens, this is the one I want. So I'm hoping that I get it.
Yeah.
Is there any set are we missing a set yet?
We got one that's shipped.
The Dumbo set was
the
the
Dumbo
last
set.
one. Yeah.
But it hadn't arrived.
Mufasa said there's supposed to be pin trading in every land in Magic Kingdom.
Oh yeah.
That's correct.
That's what I heard too.
But what happened was, I don't know if you weren't on a few weeks ago, we had a live and we talked about coming on this trip and we talked about pin trading, and I had called the Grand Floridian and talked to a lady there, and she said that the hotels had all talked about it and had agreed not to do pin trading. And so when we prepared for the trip, we just said, well, we knew there was a shot, there's some in Disney Springs, but we weren't sure if you could pin trade everywhere or not because she said that. And so we did not bring a ton of pins. And to be honest with you, there's not a lot of pin trading. I think we've traded pins four times.
Yeah, I was gonna
all
say.
day.
Yeah.
And, you know, 2 of those was with the same place. We just went at 2 different times.
Yeah.
But other than that, there hasn't been that many opportunities, but it does exist. So if you're coming, you know, bring a few pins. You know, you might find something that you want to trade for. Cole got a pretty sweet Jafar.
Yeah. I'd grab it, but I don't want to.
Yeah. You don't have to get it, but he got a pretty sweet Jafar, which will probably go up for trade because he doesn't collect Jafar, and neither do we. So that'll go up for trade at some point. Yeah. So
I'm hoping tomorrow because we plan on going to Disney Springs tomorrow.
We're hoping there's more. I'm hoping
there's a lot. Well, I wouldn't say just a lot more, but maybe like a little bit more.
Yeah. Right.
More than just 4 times today. It's like, you know, a decent amount of pin trading.
So a few videos for you all to watch out for coming up off of this trip is something regarding the boardwalk.
Yeah.
We're going to try and do a room review there for you. We tried to shoot that yesterday. Something here at the Riviera.
Yeah.
And so we tried to do a room review here as well. And then, of course, we've got a putt-putt.
Yeah.
And then we've got several more meals planned this week, several more.
We've eaten at several different restaurants. So
maybe some quick reviews.
Like Beaches and Cream.
Beaches and Cream.
Now, we did go there today.
Oh, that was...
But to be honest with y'all, we just had ice cream because
we were too
full from breakfast.
Yeah. That was
so we just ate. We only ate breakfast and dinner today.
All right, what does Lance say there?
Are you noticing any guests that are not following the guidelines? Is Disney enforcing it?
They are.
They are enforcing it.
Yeah, Allison, we were in the Yacht and Beach Club, and they have I don't know what they're doing. I guess they're doing some upgrading or remodeling, and so they had moved their gift shop and their little quick service area
into like a hallway.
Yeah, it was kind of different, and they had handed out waters, and so she was in there drinking her water, which is fine. She's welcome to drink her water. They don't mind that, but she had pulled her mask down and was walking around drinking, and so they asked her, please don't do that.
Stand in one spot and drink.
You're supposed to stand in a spot away from other people and drink your drink. And so, you know, I thought that was good. I mean, it's great that they're enforcing it. They need to.
They really don't enforce that one outside.
Yeah.
Like if you're walking down the boardwalk, I'm saying that because we were there, but if you're walking outside and you pull your mask down, take a drink as you're walking, they don't care.
Yeah, I mean, we're not.
But we were inside,
yeah,
and it was quite a few people in there, really. Yeah. And Allison had that mask down, drinking and kind of walking, and they were like, "Can you just find a spot and stay there?"
Yeah, and of course, we're not in the park, so the park is probably a lot different than it is just walking around from resort to resort because there's not a lot of people policing that. But definitely inside the resorts, they're policing that, and I have heard inside the parks that they are definitely enforcing that. So I think that's great.
And so, Becky, the answer to your question is the Skyliner running. It is.
It is.
We rode the Skyliner today.
We rode it.
So we rode the Skyliner from Epcot or that area, the back area of Epcot to the Riviera, and I love the Skyliner so much. It's like my favorite. I know Cole's really partial to the monorail, and I like the monorail.
I was, but
then
I
rode love the Skyliner.
So they have a new spiel. Instead of
por favor, mantengas. Well, I don't know.
You can't say it because you don't speak Spanish.
I know the first half.
But instead of the normal saying for the monorail, the Skyliner has different verbiage. And so it's a lot more long-winded. And so as we were listening to it, I told Tammy and them, I said, that's never going to catch on and be on a T-shirt.
It's not gonna make a T-shirt.
That's not going to make a T-shirt. All right, Lance says, are there any areas that you can rest in where you can take off your mask?
Now, I believe in Disney World, they have different, like in the Magic Kingdom and all those parks, they have different guidelines.
Yeah.
But for what we understand, at least, you can just, as long as there's nobody near you, you can get off into your own corner and just take a breather and just,
Yeah, I don't think they'd get on to you. I don't think they'd get on to you if you went off alone in a spot way away from everybody and took your mask off just for a second. Like if you needed to like catch your breath or do anything like that. They're not like, crazy about it. But you're really only place you can run around like we are right now is your hotel rooms.
Yeah.
And other than that, you pretty much have to have it on all the time. Like we played putt-putt today. And let me tell you,
we had to wear our masks.
It was miserable with those masks.
It was hot.
By the time we were done, I mean, Allison and Cole and Tammy and myself, we were all ready to kill each other with them clubs because it was so hot. We were so irritated on our faces. I mean, it was too hot for mini golf.
And it was only 90
But we did it for y'all, just for y'all.
Yeah. Becky said, I've heard there are breathing areas instead of smoking areas.
Yeah.
You need them.
I saw people at the smoking area, because you can't smoke with the mask on. I saw them all over there with their mask off, smoking, and then there were people just sitting there breathing in the smoke because they just wanted the mask off. And they were all sitting like we're all sitting. They weren't social distanced at all. And so I guess if you smoke cigarettes, you're immune to social distancing needs, I guess. I don't know.
Becky, Lance said, is there any way y'all can take a video of the resorts and hotels and post to your Facebook page?
We
can probably do that. I just didn't want to let the cat out of the bag that we were here live till tonight. But we might do a little bit of footage tomorrow. We might shoot some with our phone from not downtown Disney. I always want to call it that. Yeah, from Disney Springs, and we may just kind of post a few things and say, hey, here's where we're at, that sort of thing throughout the day.
I've been thinking about just maybe as kind of like something fun, letting them choose what I eat at some of the restaurants and saying, hey, there's these menu items that I can eat. You guys vote on what I can eat.
If he gives y'all that option, y'all certainly pick the worst thing you can think of for him.
Cole's already got a limited choice anyhow, so
go easy on that.
Yeah, right. Mufasa said, I'm glad you didn't kill each other.
Right.
Yeah, we definitely had a grumpy moment.
I was really hungry.
I was this close.
There are a couple of times you will see Cole throw a little bit of a temper tantrum.
Listen, at one
point I lost the ball. Okay. The ball, I threw it in and it popped out.
Yes.
One time, Cole tried to get the ball to sit up there to tee off, and he couldn't do it. And it took like 7 times. And finally, he just walked off. He was so upset.
It was so hot. It was so hot.
Michelle said, do you have cloth masks?
Yes. Well, sort of.
We have.
She said the disposable masks breathe a little better. Yeah.
They do.
They do breathe a little better. I think that I can't do ear loops around my ears very well. It makes my head hurt and my jaw hurt. I do the ties, the ones that tie. I made them.
I'm to the point.
So I feel like they're pretty comfortable.
I'm to the point to where tomorrow I don't think I'm going to wear the tie-on mask. It irritated my ears so bad.
The tie-on mask?
Yeah, I think it rubbed my ear raw.
Well, it's probably any mask is going to do that. Well, we bought the Disney masks, the ones that they sell. We each bought one just to have.
Because while you're here, They're 30% off.
They are, yeah. So that was kind of cool. But we bought those just to have. And then we also have the cloth mask. And Disney has certain specifications. If you have those cloth masks, they have to be 2 layers. They have to tie both at the chin, they have to have 2 tie spots.
You have to be able to go over the nose and under the chin and strap
it has
at
to
the
fit
top
snugly.
and bottom.
Yeah. So they have certain specifications for the types of masks that you wear. But
although their masks, they're not all that covering comparatively
they're not
to other homemade masks I've seen.
That's
Although
true.
weirdly enough, they also have they do have the face guard thing along with the mask.
You mean the
you're
employees?
talking about employees.
Yeah, they're wearing the face shield.
That's actually mandated from corporate for them.
Yeah.
I didn't know
For
that.
certain positions.
Yeah, so anytime,
okay.
well, it's like your server, they're wearing the face shields. So, like, I know with my work, anytime that you're going to be closer to someone than 6 feet, so like for example, your server, then they also have to wear a mask and a face shield in order to give you better protection.
Lance wanted
That's
us
per
to
CDC guidelines.
Lance wanted us to shoot some videos of the stores, merchandise, atmosphere, that sort of thing.
Oh yeah, we'll
I'll
definitely
make
do that.
sure and do some of that on Facebook tomorrow. We'll probably do some on the Disney Pin Trading with Managing Mickey, and then some just on Managing Mickey's Facebook page. Disney Pin Trading with Managing Mickey will probably just have to do with pins, and then the other will be having to do with generic stuff.
Michelle said, I have a headband that has buttons attached. Then the ear loops aren't directly on your ears. I have one of those too, Michelle. I didn't even think about that with Cole. We talked about putting buttons on a hat for him. I'm
a big hat wearer when it comes to the
we could
parks.
probably do some buttons. That's a good idea. And maybe next time we'll work on getting you a hat with some buttons.
Lance want to know about any exclusive park masks that you can
only buy at the park.
I don't think so.
No.
We went to Disney, the Disney store, before we came here. And so I'm glad we were smart enough not to buy the masks there. We were just going to pay the $6 each and buy 4 masks.
Yeah.
But then when we got to thinking about it, I said, we get 20% off, so we'll just wait and buy them when we get to Disney. However, the selection has not been as good here
as it was at the Disney store. But we haven't been to Disney Springs yet, so we're going to Disney Springs tomorrow, so we'll find out how good the selection is.
Because I wanted the R2-D2 one, and I didn't buy it because I thought, they'll have it here. Well, they haven't had it anywhere I've looked. That's the story of Disney, though. You see something one day, you go on about your business, and then you don't buy it. Well, you may not find it at any other store.
That's true.
Yeah.
Andy said, just tuned in. Hi. Hey, Andy. We're so glad you're here. Y'all probably already mentioned this, but how busy was the resort or Disney Springs? So depending on the resort, kind of depended on how busy it was. The boardwalk, not busy at all.
It was a ghost town.
Talking like we probably saw maybe 4 or 5 people in the lobby
ever
the whole time. However, Riviera,
it was like 40 people in the lobby at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, we were
it was during kind of like the lunchish kind of area.
So you're still able to social distance, but there are quite a few more people here than there were there.
A lot less social distancing happening at Riviera.
I mean, we walked
than there was at the boardwalk.
Yeah. I mean, we walked in and I was like, I guess the party's happening here.
I mean, really, it was.
It was busier.
Like when we went to the restaurant to eat here at, what's it called?
Topolinos.
When we went upstairs here, which, by the way, beautiful view.
Oh, great
view. Man.
It looks
super cool. But back on track. When we went up there, they had almost a restaurant packed comparatively with every other table. But when we were at, the other places, it was very scarce around the boardwalk area.
Yeah.
And so, just keeping that in mind. But like Cole said, everybody kind of went over to
Magic Kingdom
today. So I don't know what tomorrow will hold.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be less busy.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But we're going to go to Disney Springs tomorrow, so we'll have to let y'all know how busy Disney Springs was. But I got a feeling. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how busy it'll be. Who knows?
Andy says we have the Disney glow. So excited for y'all. So
Thank you.
We do have a little bit of the Disney glow, but we all kind of felt this way. It almost seems like somebody took a little bit of the magic and just kind of hit it.
Yeah.
It's not quite what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
I mean, if this was my first time to come to Disney, I'd kind of be like, this is what everybody's raving about?
Yeah. I feel like
agree.
I would definitely say if you know someone who's coming and it's their first time, I would not come during the pandemic.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Or at least let them know, hey, that's just a fraction of what Disney normally is.
Yeah.
Because like when we went to eat this morning at Trattoria Al Forno, when we went in there and got our food, there was no Rapunzel coming around with the frying pan, no Flynn Rider, no mime,
no cute little pastries in the frying pan.
Yeah, normally you get all these little pastries. They brought us no pastries.
Although my food was delicious.
My food was fine too. It was very
good. My food was good,
but it was just.
It was just not the same. It was different.
I could have gotten that similar. I mean, maybe not the same taste, but a similar service situation at Denny's.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. I mean, the server was good. We're not.
Yeah.
Trying to say
the lady was great. I mean, she did nothing wrong, and
she was even. I would say.
As slow as it is for them, by all means, if you come prepared to tip your waitresses and waiters.
Yeah.
You can tell they're not getting the work they normally would get. Mm-hmm. But it's just like there's a little bit of the magic on between that and like we went to Beaches and Cream. We ordered the kitchen sink and no lights and flashing and all the hoopty
that they normally
business that they normally do. None of that was there. When we I don't know what they do at Topolinos, if anything, but
yeah, Mufasa says people are saying Topolinos is the best restaurant open at Walt Disney World.
I wouldn't. I mean, I'm not going to say
Tammy would
that
disagree
bad.
with you. Tammy did not like hers, but I'm going to tell you, I had what was it, the rigatoni?
Yeah,
and that rigatoni was on point.
I just want to say I never judge a restaurant off of one time because anyone can have a bad night. However, I would probably not order what I ordered again. And try and order something different.
If y'all want to know what it was, you'll have to watch the video.
And so I actually ended up having to order food from the little quick service place because we didn't eat lunch today and I was really, really hungry.
That just means we get 2 reviews out of the whole deal.
All right.
Yeah. And then Cole, gluten-free, he ordered the rigatoni gluten-free, but then they couldn't do it. The sauce has
flour
gluten in it.
Yeah, it has
so gluten. Then he had to get a different sauce and they had to kind of customize, make him a plate, and it just wasn't very flavorful for him.
But our server was wonderful. She was amazing. And the
view
Disney
was beautiful.
Service
all the way.
Yeah.
The view was very beautiful.
Yeah. So it was awesome.
Lots of excitement. And then we had an appetizer, which we'll tell you guys about in our video.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was fantastic. So we'll give you the skinny on that one.
I'm going to be honest. I think it's one of the better appetizers in Walt Disney World.
Yeah. Now Lance says, we have heard on how y'all are liking the resort. Coming from a perspective of a younger teenager, how is the experience for Allison? Oh, Allison's loving it. She's having a ball.
Oh, yeah.
She's having so much fun.
Listen.
I'm sunburned.
There's nothing greater to Allison than eating ice cream out of a kitchen sink.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than eating your own sundae.
Eating your weight in ice cream out of a kitchen sink.
And then I ate gelato after that.
Yeah, Allison's having a great time. For our family, we love going into the gift shops. We love walking around just looking at the resort and just experiencing all of those kind of things. So even for Allison, some people might not think that that's fun, but she loves it. She's having a great time.
I really like the
I mean, we played mini golf today too, so it's not like we just spent all day going into gift shops and checking out the resort.
Although we spent a lot more money on gift shop stuff than I expected.
Mm-hmm.
Once they told us 30% off, I was like.
Then now Chris is like.
I was like, show me.
Chris is like,
Show me
let me
the
buy
pins.
all the things.
I said, show me to the pins. And then I saw a Tommy Bahama shirt, and I was like, I've got to have this. And I looked it over, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's $150, even after 30% off. I'm not going to buy that today.
I'm not going to buy it
So-
for you for your birthday. I'm sorry.
Cole should buy that for me for my birthday. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Mufasa says, do gluten pills work for Cole? Unfortunately, not. Cole just has to avoid gluten in general. So Becky says, I'm doing breakfast in October there, and I'm really looking forward to it. Oh, yeah. You're doing, at Topolino's. I hear the breakfast, is amazing.
amazing.
Breakfast. That
Yeah,
would be kind of
it's
cool
totally
to see.
fun.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy is I could have gotten breakfast at one point and didn't realize it. And then the
Now it's
moment
something,
passed.
yeah. But, you know, Chris thought it was going to be a lot more expensive.
Our meal was $130.
It was not very expensive.
That was
Not for
wasn't bad.
Disney.
That was cheaper than the breakfast that we had this morning, wasn't it?
No.
Oh, I thought it was cheaper.
You could have gotten that shirt,
Oh.
Dad.
Never mind.
Yeah, for our dinner tonight, I could have gotten my Tommy Bahamas shirt. Tim.
Skip dinner. Yeah.
If we had only skipped it.
Yeah. Emily said, hi, y'all. I'm excited you're at Disney. Thank
Well,
you,
thank
Emily.
you,
Thank
Emily.
you.
Do y'all want to know what my favorite thing is?
What's your
Or
favorite?
one of my favorite things.
What? What was your favorite thing so
I
far?
really like the balcony.
Oh, the
Oh,
balcony.
yeah. Allie loves going out on the balcony and look at. Chris got us, he scored us a balcony,
relaxing.
like a.
I paid extra.
He paid extra for the view.
to get the views
Yeah.
since we're just doing resorts.
Right over there.
Yeah. So
We
it's,
we
we've
normally
had great views.
And the one on the boardwalk is amazing.
Oh, it was amazing. Yeah.
we normally don't do fancy views.
I'm trying to figure it
Oh, thank you. We normally don't do views. Pay extra for views. So like when we go to
Because we're
Animal
not usually
Kingdom,
we're not usually in the room. So
we
there's
don't
just
normally
no
do
point.
we don't normally do the Savannah view, and when
Yeah.
we go to places we don't get the lake view or whatever. But this time, since we're not going to the park,
This
I was
is
like,
different.
we should go ahead and splurge and do the views. Why not? And so we got the 9th floor at the Riviera with a wonderful view. And so
It's pretty good. I will say this. It's probably not as good as the
the opposite side of the building.
no, the other one.
Oh,
I think that just looks amazing.
right,
But maybe that's just me.
Yeah.
But I still do like the view.
right.
Becky said you got to spend money to save money.
That's right, Becky.
That's how it works. But you know, when you normally don't get 30% off of something, it's kind of like when you get that opportunity,
And you feel like it's a real
you got to take it, because DVC and annual pass holders get 20% off.
Right.
And so for them to offer another 10% off, it's kind of like you get that 20%, but then you basically get tax free. So it's kind of like, that's a good deal,
It really is.
especially for Disney.
Mufasa said, I normally get the parking lot view.
We do too.
Yeah,
We
that's
normally
what we
do too.
normally get.
In
Yeah.
a non-Disney hotel, we've gotten a brick wall before.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And Lance said, please don't forget to like the video. Lance, we appreciate that. Thank you
Yes,
very much.
Thank you, Lance.
Best view is that brick wall.
Before we go, did we ever talk about the changes to pin trading, as in how you trade?
Oh, no. So when you pin trade, here's something interesting. Each place has a different kind of rule. So always ask the person. So like when we were at the boardwalk, they had a pin board like we would put all of our pins on, like a cork board, and it was just laid out there with pins, and you could look at it, and they were spaced out a little bit on there, and they would say, you pick whatever pin you want, and you pull it off, and then you take the pin you have and put it over on the counter beside it, and then they'll sanitize it and put it on there for you. So that was the way they did it. So then when we got over here to the Riviera, we walked up to a pin board, and they had a little small pin board, and it was similar. They had a box and looked very similar. And so I just kind of reached up there and pulled the pin off that I was wanting. And I told Cole, put this pin over there in that box. And the lady said, well, what pin did you want? She didn't see me grab the one. And I said, well, I already grabbed it right here. She was like, oh, no, when you're here, you have to tell me what pin you want, and I'll give it to you. And then you'll give me your pin, and I'll put it in that box. And so different rules at different places on how they're handling that. But just kind of ask, because I didn't realize that it was a different setup, because it was the exact same items or the exact same concept, but it was a different rule at the two different places. And then, like I said, at Yacht and Beach, they don't even do pin trading. And so that's a great point, Cole.
So it may be up to I'm assuming it's up to the individual manager of the hotel, maybe?
I'm sure.
I don't know.
But I'm sure that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so we'll see what Disney Springs is like. Somebody told me that there's only 1 hour out of the whole day that you can pin trade there. I'm not sure. We'll see. So far, the news is constantly changing. And so the best way to know what's going to happen on your trip is just to continue watching videos and see where it goes and where it's at.
Our videos. I'm not trying to self-promote.
But it could definitely change in between now and then, too.
Yeah, it could.
You know, things are constantly evolving. You know, they're, maybe bringing capacity up or changing things around as people kind of get more back to normal. So you just don't know what's going to change as far as how they're going to do things.
Yeah.
And so, hey, we appreciate y'all for watching, and we're glad y'all were able to join us tonight. And hopefully we'll bring you guys tons of videos from this vacation, tons of fun, and tons of information to help you guys save money and save time and headaches when you come to the parks. Until next time.
From our house to yours.